Imagine that you are the admission officer in a university and you're trying to figure out which student you should accept into the university. So doing this job, you do your work based on two conditions. The first one is based on how good he or she performed in the test that they have taken during the enrollment into the university. And the second thing on the school grade report, so which school grade the student has. So in doing so, let's say for example that we have student 1 which got 9 over 10 in the test and grade school grade is 8 over 10. So what do you think? Looking at this number, looks really good, right? 9 over 10, 8 over 10. What else you want to say yes? It's very hard to say that this student will be rejected, right? Okay, so that's good. Let's say that he will be accepted or she will be accepted. But taking another example for student 2, which got 3 over 10 in the test and the grade is 4 over 10. And again, this is like stating the obvious here, that it's very low marks, and we're pretty confident that this is not a good mark for enrolling the student into the university. So I think we can do this by our own eyes and easy with confidence, right? But we might also get puzzled with students like student 3 who got 7 over 10 in terms of the test result and 6 over 10 in the school report for his grade or her grade. Really, we can't be certain here. There might be people say, yeah, good, others say no. So what we need to do is look at the trend in the data. You know, we have a bunch of people, a bunch of students enrolled already, and let's see where that fits with the trend of how the data looked like. So if we can do this by plotting the data that we have for the previous enrolled students, and we can really look at this previously enrolled students and say, okay, we have a student 1 and student 2. Student 1 who's really outstanding and yeah, was good, and student 2 which was really not doing very well, and that's why it's been rejected. So looking at this both ends, if we really plot all the data for the previously enrolled students, we can find where students 3 should really fit, whether it fits in the accepted or rejected. So looking at this plotting of the data, what do you think? Maybe the screen is not very clear, but I'll try to make your life easy here. So 7 over 10, so go up until the grade 6. So I'm somehow here, so it looks like this student is accepted based on the trend of the data and from plotting the data of the students that have been previously enrolled, right? So that's an example of how we do regression, and also how we can really take decision based on the regression of the data, right? So doing this on a very big scale with lots of maybe more complications, because the data might not be very neat the way it's been split, and some other data you need to draw many curves, for example, and then decide. So not everything even we can do by our own eyes. So we need, with the amount of data that we might have and the complications and different views, to use the deep learning technique, which is one of the techniques where the computer can really take this data and give us some good insights which will help us with the decisions. Welcome everybody, my name is Rami Amer and I will be your mentor in the Deep Learning Nano Degree program. First of all, I would like to really congratulate you guys on choosing this very good course. I'm saying this Why? Because deep learning was my first nano degree with Udacity. I've done also the robotics software engineering nano degree. The deep learning nano degree especially was very close to my heart. Robotics is a different story. It's very, very tough, but deep learning was also very good, very informative. I think from my experience and others, I know as well that you will not get only the beginner kind of push to the market. I think you'll be very confident as a professional who can really sit and talk from their practical experience, and also the way from academic perspective, even if you want to continue in the research or do your PhD or whatever. So I think you get very good grasp on the whole subject very well, and you'll be confident. I'm just showing you, for example, what this course will be covering. So it's in a nutshell, you learn about the neural network itself. And I remember in the first project you will do, or one of the projects in the beginning, you will do the deep learning algorithm itself. So you will build a neural network. In practical environment, you will use API like TensorFlow or something and you call functions to train data and test and play with the data.